Sorry, we were talking about books.
Oh, yeah. So
I guess I was excited to talk about books.
It's, I mean, good, right? Like, I'm always happy when... I'm very much one of those people, like, even if it's something I'm not super interested in, if someone else is passionate about it, then it's always a good conversation, right?
yeah.
So, Virik, give me a Thieves' Tools check. If you have Thieves' Tools, I think you do.
I have thieves' tools, yes. I'm not proficient in it, so how do I do this?
Oh, in which case, just do a sleight of hand.
Oh, that I can do. Oh, almost at an advantage. That would have been not good. Hey!
That's real good. You...
Rick really wants
eventually click and open this door. The lock is actually very well made. A little bit of magic in it, to the degree that, like, clearly parts were not where they usually would be. But he managed to work it out with the advantage of time, considering the bodyguard floated away.
It's almost better I'm not, like, used to picking locks, because it would be the fact that they're in weird places. It's just like, oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather, shouldn't be.
Yeah,
there.
almost your naivety is an advantage. Do you just kind of like push the door open a little bit and slide in?
Very much so, and then sort of push it back to and put the doorstop in the bottom of it.
What you see inside is a vast chamber that seems like it's probably the core of this manor. Very tall, with structural arches that keep it together. But the thing that probably garners your eye more than anything else is not the height of the room, but the contents. Vast pile of glittering gold. Hey, Virik, why don't you give me an insight check?
Oh no, that's not good. Oh no, that's real not good. I have a -1 to insight.
The thing is, this doesn't look like a treasure room. It looks more lived in than that.
Fuck! Do I need to give a stealth roll? Because I have an idea now.
If you if you're, feel free. You are stealthing, and you did just kind of blow it by picking a lock and stuff. What are you doing?
So, I'm going to try and very sneakily look around to see if there's anything still in here that looks like, if it's lived in and there's piles of gold, I want to make sure nothing is here right now.
That's a perception check.
But the real question is, lived in by whom?
Yeah, no, I have ideas. I have lots of ideas that are scary, so I'm going to have a look.
That's real scary.
More lived in by what?
You look around, and you don't see anything in the chamber at all. Other than actually like some clouds forming up in the top because it's so tall. You do, however, hear footsteps from outside. Okay, I thought I froze for a second, but you were just being very still. All three of you were being incredibly still, and I thought it froze. And usually when it freezes, I just make weird noises until it gets better.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
If I hear footsteps, I would remove the doorstop quickly.
When you
go back and hide in the corner.
So give me another stealth roll. You still have advantage. And you're still invisible. You very quickly hear
with
one side of a conversation, but the language you don't understand is very deep and guttural, and just almost like you hear the bass through the wall. Then the door opens, and Von Bast is standing there, and he pushes the door open, and clearly you see him look down at the lock. His eyes are very bright and almost shine through the darkness where you managed to get behind a pillar. And then the small beholder kind of floats in as well, and its eyes dart around, and they're both going to make perception checks.
It's 22. 22 and invisible.
22 and invisible, yes, exactly.
But also, if it's what I think it is, it's totally going to see straight through that.
Well, it depends on what color it is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So you've caught on to one as well.
I have a theory.
It's a working theory.
What color did you say his eyes glowed again?
They are a sort of lime green.
Thought so. Okay.
And the language they spoke was very deep and guttural, you say?
Mm-hmm. He looks around the room and kind of walks in and says, in common, "If there is anyone who has found this place, you understand that you have walked into something very personal, a hoard of treasure, my personal wealth. I'd appreciate if none of it found their ways into anyone's pockets. Otherwise, there would be unfortunate consequences. And if whoever is hiding here turns and leaves, perhaps there will be no consequences."
You know what? With that, I'm going to go out the door and close it.
Yeah.
While invisible.
Oh, that was an empty threat.
No, it's just Varric is terrified, but he also wants to make it known that he definitely left it with like,
Exactly.
Yep. So he shuts the door while still invisible, shuts the door, runs into a hall, goes down the corridor, appears right next to Brute and says, "We gotta go now."
And you go back to the rest of the party. It's at that time when Rurik runs back. You're looking a little sweaty. The servant's like, "Vompas is ready to see you now. Let me just bring you to him."
Oh, I'm sure he is. Just a second. Can we just have a moment to talk before we go meet him alone? Just give us a second.
Varric, are you
Shuffle
okay?
everyone away. Vompas is a dragon.
What?
I don't think you're feeling well, and I will,
Hoard of
I will
gold,
pass out,
able to see
like
me
lay
while
on
I was
hands
in...
at him. Like seeing that he's like clearly like delusional and like sweating and like
Hoard
ill.
of gold, room guarded by a little thing with many eyes and tentacles with eyes on them. And he was able to see me while I was invisible.
All right.
I've heard stories. I think dragon.
I want to
a
be
lot
clear
to
that you're okay
unpack
with
here.
demon things, but you're not okay with dragon things.
No, just scared of dragon things because I've heard stories.
Passing over the fact that you just said you were invisible?
Oh yeah, sorry, this thing. I don't want the totem. It makes me invisible. It's awesome.
Oh
Probably
And I put it
no.
back in my
Great
pocket.
for you.
We've made a huge mistake.
Yeah. Hey, I just learned that this guy's a dragon. That was worth it, and also terrifying. And I
That's
kind of wish I
true.
didn't know.
You didn't
So,
get an
like-
immediate usage.
When you say huge treasure hoard, why would you know that he has that?
Because I may have picked a lock while I was invisible and gone into a room I probably shouldn't have.
So you went to go look for the bathroom and you picked a lock and you found this place instead?
Yeah, you
Did you really think I was going to go use the bathroom?
Yes, actually.
know,
That's a reasonable thing.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I'm a little mad, actually.
You know, I didn't. Yeah,
Hey, he came with me pointing to Brute.
Yeah, come on, dude.
I really didn't think you were
You
going
can
to
now
go to the
blame it
bathroom,
entirely on Varut. He can't
But-
defend himself.
but I hope that this one time you might just go to the bathroom.
Hey, it's okay. I mean, he knew I was there, but he didn't know it was me. But he also said that, you know, if I
There,
leave
we're the
without
only boys in the
okay?
castle. Who's he gonna assume it is?
That's true. Yep. Okay, good point. But it's okay because I didn't take anything, and I made it very clear that I accepted his offer of not
You
taking
made
anything.
clear that you were there.
Well, he knew I was there. Look, I've heard stories about dragons, and I don't want to become a meal for one. So if I was accepting whatever terms he gave, it also explains a lot. Not the screaming though. That's worrying.
I mean,
Like,
someone can be a dragon and a sex pervert. The two things aren't mutually exclusive here.
That's true.
Knew it was coming.
But also,
Still going.
And like this is happening like a loud but like hushed conversation.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Stage whisper.
Like that's
These eyes-
only when you're whispering, but you're still being loud. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know much about dragons. I just know they're big, terrifying, and there's different types of them. He had like green eyes, so I'm assuming green. I don't know what that means.
I think it means the next time you go to the bathroom, you go outside.
Okay, look. That's fair.
Vombast
do
is
realize that
waiting
you
for
were
you.
just like a puddle a second ago. Like you could have died right then and there, and we wouldn't have been
You're
around. to
not
help
wrong.
you.
Well, Varuk was there. He was watching the door.
Yeah, just
was-
like, what were you doing this whole time?
But
I was very interested in the creature it had guarding the door.
Look, he was sketching. I'm gonna grab
And
the
he
note.
does
Look,
say
he was
turn
sketching.
and show it. It's a gross little thing.
Like what? Why?
that is the
Why?
last time you two go on the bison by yourself.
It's for
Does it happen too
undercommon.
many times?
Fucking elves.
Okay, well, he knows it's us. Let's go talk to him and get this over with.
When you
Probation, both of you.
Look, I'm curious. He had a thing with the long guarding a door. I had to
I
know.
don't care. I don't care how curious you are. Just don't.
Also, I'm adding door stop to my inventory because I know that will come up at some stage.
that absolutely is the kind of thing that will come up, and I'm mad about it. When you follow the servant into a lush living room, Vombast is there, like like one leg over the other, sitting there. There's tea. Varric, you can feel him looking into your soul. But he has like a small smile and says, "Well, my friends, you're here about the stolen gate stone, correct? Me and
Yes.
Barut were researching it all of yesterday."
We despise thievery and would seek to hunt down those that would besmirch your good city.
Varric just like
That's the
elbows
word,
him.
right? Beruid besmirch.
Besmirch.
Varric's just gonna like elbow him.
Like, but seriously, we have
You
no
get a
patience
glare.
for thieves. And rest assured, we will punish any and all thieves that we come across, no matter what sheep's clothing they may wear.
He licks his front teeth and kind of adjusts his seat, and then like picks up the cup of tea. It's like, very good. And it seems that you are the best people to deal with this problem, aren't you?
Oh, rest assured, we have many problems, and we deal with all of them as they come.
At
Sometimes,
the very least, you know we're very talented.
yeah, and sometimes you have problems show up that you didn't know were gonna be problems, but it's okay because you can just talk sense into those problems and make sure they never come up again. But unfortunately, I don't think that's the case with this stolen gate stone. So
No. We weren't able to stop them, but we know where they're going.
we need to figure this out.
Where are they going?
So let's go.
That would make sense. Well,
Why would that
How
make
did?
sense?
Wait, what? Why? Yeah, no. There's like that. There's that pause of.
Yeah.
Hang on. Wait,
He, like,
it's
sips
obvious
his
to
tea,
us,
like-
but not to you. Like, we're just like, hang on. We have this. That's how we knew. How did you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Slate Cove is built on ancient ruins.
Yeah, but
I mean,
so
there's a
are
lot
lots
of
things.
ancient.
When
Yeah.
a group of strange, fanatic individuals come to a place like this to steal relics of the past, the assumption is they are also going to be traveling to places from the past.
Oh yeah, that
Okay.
makes sense. So yeah, we need a way to probably get back there quickly, and then
Ah! You came for a favor. I don't know if I owe you anything like that.
Listen, if we go and we stop them and we get back the key to your city or whatever, we'll give it to you. How about that? Does that sound good?
He shrugs and kind of stands up and moves around a bit. I like this world. I want to continue living in it. I'll help you. I don't care about whatever treasure you want to give me in the end.
Great.
I'll help you out of the goodness of my heart because I'm a good person.
You certainly
Eric's just terrified.
are. I just looked at him, I'm like, you know,
Liberal use of good and liberal use of person.
the bond of friendship which we are currently forging is ultimately the greatest treasure of all.
Exactly, right?
And that is something that cannot be stolen.
He will take a checkbook, and he will write on it in Vas, and he will go and hand it to Tobias and be like, "Take this to the College of Conjuration. It will essentially be one teleportation for your party, free of charge for you, of course. I will continue my research into the other gatestones. I believe I'm close to knowing where one is. But it is an aggregate of knowledge that I must acquire, and I must go to many places quite quickly to do so. You go there and work out why they are there, and if that fails, we work out where the other gatestones are, and we make sure that those fanatics do not gather them as well."
And how do we get back to tell you what happened out there quickly? Because it took us a while to get here. And death
Just
pointing out to, like,
trust
the outside.
that news will find its way to me.
Okay.
Okay.
Eric's not going to push anymore. That's like Eric's not.
Yeah,
gonna
he
push
like
any of that.
leans into you when he says that. You swear you smell a sort of caustic smell in the air when he sort of leans in close to you as
Yep.
well.
Okay, so that's
I will like
okay.
pull Varric back by like the cuff, kind of like roughly, so like I'm there, like in between the two of them, and I'll just say, "Very well, good day then."
I feel like
Kinda
we're
like
two
shove them.
disappointed parents in a meeting with the principal.
Yeah.
No one's outright saying anything, but we're like, "Oh, don't worry, we know." When
I
he's
love
gonna-
that.
And he will 100%.
I think most D&D games ultimately become parenting. So it's just most of the pretense is out of the way now with this one. He will sit back down and say, "I wish you luck. You'll need it."
Yes, we will.
And then you can head out. Swiftly.
Okay.
Alrighty. I imagine. Do you want to talk about anything on the way to your College of
I think
Conjuration?
we pointedly don't talk about it.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
There would be a point where if like Varric just sort of moved back next to Barut and just went, "So how are we going to pick up our armor things?"
Oh, you're saying this to Brute.
Yeah, because we both ordered armor.
He sort of
like a week.
says, "Well, it seems that we aren't.
Oh, crap.
I'm sure we'll be back."
Yeah, we have a new friend here now.
Yep. Oh well, the party's poor again. Yay!
Yay! When you make it to the College of Conjuration is actually in the Mage's Diamond that you were in before. It is the colleges usually own like nearly an entire spire, one way or another. And there are two spires that are joined together. One is coated in red banners and red stoned sort of paintings on the wall, whereas the other one beside it is silver. College of Conjuration and Transmutation are invariably linked. When when you walk into the place, like at the other colleges, there is sort of a lobby where you see many of the students at the college most of them wearing this very deep red, sort of the red that kind of tinges on purple a little bit, you know? Sort of, you know, going back and forth with papers, sort of talking to clients and things, where there are chairs, and there's a very intricate statue in the middle that's not so much a statue, but very much like one of those world machines where it's like lots of rings of like brass or so that seem to show. None of you understand it. It's a bunch of like rings and circles spinning around a thing, and there's a sphere in the middle and like a small. Yeah,
It's like, that's a cool statue.
yeah, it's cool looking. It's kind of distracting. It's like spinning, but
It's a lot.
but not spinning fast enough to be entertaining either. And you can go up to the front desk where there are very much students working. What do you say?
I'm just gonna show them the paperwork. Not giving it to them, holding up my hand and just saying, "We need teleportation."
Yeah, they look at it and they kind of like hold it up to the light.
I don't give it to them. To, like, hold.
Oh, then in which case they lean in as close as they can.
Past.
Now, Aelinor didn't learn that lesson.
That's true.
But also Aelinor
Aaron.
would not hand over an important thing anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
And they look at it and they seem to nod and say, "That appears to be perfectly legit. May I ask what the business is?"
No.
Oh.
He opens a ledger, writes something in, and picks it, tears a page out of the ledger, stands up, and please follow me, and we'll start walking you, basically showing you through into the chambers of this building, where it seems that many of them are dedicated to this teleportation. Where there's when you enter the room, sort of cylindrical room with a circle on the ground that's coated in runes of many languages, and a mage standing there who the steward will sort of show this piece of paper to, and then say, "We'll hand the slip over to him. He will process you." And I assume you do.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
while we're walking up there too, I'm gonna be like looking to Virik, being like, "So you didn't take anything?"
No.
I'm not sure whether to be proud or disappointed about that. It was probably a smart move. He for sure would have known if you took something, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh.
But are we talking like a horde or like a horde?
A horde.
Oh,
That was a
man.
lot.
When you get in this room, and the Conjuration Wizard looks at the paper, and they're like, "Why ever would you want to go there?" Well, I suppose there's some colourful local... looks at you.
Yeah. I just stare at him.
Very well, would you stand on there? Please keep your arms and legs
I
inside
just,
the
like,
circle.
snort, like...
When he starts weaving magic, the circle that you're standing on actually raises a little bit and starts to rotate as magic starts to flow into all of the runes. And it's one of those things where maybe this wizard was going to say more things, but he bites his tongue. He's already not getting a tip. He will complete the spell, and at once you're gone. It's not like there's just 1 second you're there, 1 second you're in the cold air of Slate Cove, because you teleport into the main square, and just boxes and things are thrown aside as you displace them, and there's just a small people yell, and a goat starts running away that someone has to try and catch. A modest amount of chaos is caused by you just appearing in the middle of nowhere. Or in the middle of the city.
It's not nowhere. Don't be rude.
It was. You know when you start saying something and your brain's like, "That's an idiom." Just autocorrected it.
Yeah. Varric says, you might want to just make sure this area is clear.
Everyone give
in
me
the
constitution
future."
checks.
Oh no. Hey!
Aelinar's got the teleportation nausea. The only one. Who would have believed it?
I know, it's awful.
I was gonna say one of the best
I
constitution
spent my
saves, but the
life
one with the
jumping
worst
around.
constitution save, surprisingly.
Why is my constitution higher than you?
Because I decided I really
Oh
wanted
my
to have a
god!
20. I decided I really wanted to have a 20 strength.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
And you
Yeah.
know what? It's worked out pretty well.
I can't complain about it. Yeah.
Then Varric definitely would be saying, you might want to like leave this area clear in the future. Apparently, this is where the
You
College
actually
of
look
Conjuration-
down, and in the snow-covered cobblestones, there actually are runes now burnt in a circle around the
leave that
the
clear.
central square.
I'm just gonna like look at anyone I recognize, maybe just from seeing in town. I'm like, did you know this was here?
Your
Like-
brother is there, and he's got like a fish on a stick, and like just some just drops out of his mouth into his lap. And like,
I just look at him. I'm like, stay in school.
yeah, no,
Also,
you've
somebody go
been
get
in
that
before.
goat.
That circle wasn't there before. You can even
All
like
right,
smell
go.
it's been burnt into the ground.
Very, go get the goat.
Go to catch the goat.
Like,
You-
so, like helping like clean up the mess we made.
You absolutely can catch the goat.
I like the idea. We just go catch the goat. Okay, boom, and away you go.
You just dive. It's like, and you're like, there you go, mom.
There we go.
Your goat. Awesome. Imagine you head to Chasmguard.
Well,
Yep.
first, since my kid brother's there, I'm gonna give him 100 gold pieces and be like, bring this to mom and dad.
He's like, you teleported.
Yeah, but
Like,
That's
you
the
weren't
sign.
there, and then you were there.
yeah, we were in Bastilian. This guy, he's a huge nerd. He had the spinning thing, and he like sent us here.
Yeah,
It's
spinning.
fine. Yeah, it was. Yeah. But anyways, bring this to mom and dad. I'll
Yeah.
know if there's anything missing out of it.
I'm not gonna... Kind of like tucks it into his pocket. I'm not gonna take any.
I know you won't, because you're a responsible member of our family. Yeah, I know you wouldn't do that to your poor sweet mother.
Responsible members of the family don't take things that aren't theirs.
Exactly.
Hey, looking pointedly.
Varric's just
Very caught a goat. Is that not enough to redeem him?
No. But
And yeah, he will
Yeah,
will head off to.
I'm gonna give
Marnfar
him
with
that, and I'm just gonna tell him also like, tell them that I'm coming by tonight,
Mm-hmm.
and like make sure that they're home.
And then you can head back to Chasmguard. Which-
yeah, Varric would actually point out it's a good thing that like startled everyone because it means the monk people haven't shown up yet because then that would be just like repeating the same thing. They'd probably be less
True.
shocked, I imagine. I hope. We'll
Also,
see.
the town isn't in chaos, from what we can tell.
That too.
It looks like business as usual from a glance.
They are subtle people, though. They did have magics to go unnoticed.
Check out some god then.
Mm-hmm. It's actually very welcoming to to see your castle in its splendor, and it's actually quite splendiferous. That's a word. That actually is. That's not me making it up for once.
That's a word.
It's actually like
$5 word.
in the
That's an awesome word.
months you've been gone. Now, I don't necessarily know if that's what that word means, but it is a word. In the months you've been gone, like, a bunch of the wear and tear of the castle have been fixed. There's new flagstones, there's new supports in places. When you the portcullis is no longer just made of rust. Aeonor's squad has been taking care of things. When you walk in It's actually Roland, I believe the name of the sort of caretaker of the place is kind of like a just his hands like, you're back much faster than we thought. Why don't you go into the city of?
We ran real fast.
Suppose youngsters are getting faster every year, and we'll kind of like close the portcullis behind you. You can head inside.
Once it's closed, Virk's taking off his mask and putting it on his belt.
When you head inside, very quickly, Kindley and Hurl Giant will make their way down the big staircase in the center, where Kindley will be like, "A Raven just arrived, warning, and you're here. How did you manage to receive passage back?"
A dragon teleported us here. We may have pissed him off a little bit.
Okay,
That might have to be a problem for another day.
Mm-hmm.
It's at the very least a story for another day, but long story short, we were teleported here by the grace of a friend.
A friend who is a dragon. You truly have
Correct.
become adventurers if you have got that situation. I remember when I had a friend who was a dragon. I cut him in half. It was a glorious day.
Virk's expression does exactly what I did there with the.
He's got a tattoo of a dragon cut in half on his chest.
Oh,
He never
that makes
wears a
sense.
shirt.
Yeah, right. He hasn't put a shirt on since the day that tattoo got.
He
put
wears
on.
a jacket that's
With it
open,
open.
that just
He's gladius up in
frames
here.
the tattoo even more.
Maybe one day we'll be so lucky, her giant.
He will walk downstairs and then say, "So what is it of this grave plot involving monks, please?"
I'm gonna look to Virik, who has the ring.
I would look to Barut.
Yeah.
Barut can't
He usually
explain.
does this.
No, I know it's usually his job. It's time for someone else to nut up.
Okay. So, people with shaved heads and a tattoo, and I'm gonna point to the bag, the head bag that we.
Oh, you're
right.
like, oh. Usually you pull a head out via the hair, but this you gotta like reach in like in like a fucking basketball
Like
and pick it up.
Kobe palming a basketball.
Yes, exactly, basketball. It's the most apt comparison
Yeah.
for a head somehow.
They appear to be following someone called I think it was Shareem, who wants to I think he wants to return this world to the primordials. They called like they said that we're thieves of this world. Also, this thing in the hand over the token thing we had. This is how we knew that they were gonna come here. Well, this was on one of them. Handed
Kindley
over.
kind of looks at it and examines it, and like her eyes go.
And they stole the gate of the city in Vestilian, which I think is a gate stone. There's apparently 4 of them. They're going to use all 4 for, I imagine, opening up the place where the primordials are.
We know the next stop is Slate's Cove.
In which case, we should prepare for an invasion. How many? No, do you know their number? How many strong? What powers these people possess?
Well, they can teleport you. They teleported Brute and I really high up, and we fell, and it was bad. But they can. they're
Girl
monks.
giant laughs.
Yeah, they love their teleportation magic. They also physically they're kind of whatever. They rely a lot on hand-to-hand combat,
And magic.
and magic.
Yeah. Do you know of any like giant stones that are protected by barriers of magic around here?
Kindley kind of like snorts a little bit. It's like there are many giant stones protected by magical barriers. It's a very common occurrence.
Really? I would have thought it. Okay. How big was the gate of the city? We saw a picture, didn't we?
It was kind of hard to see in the picture, so you don't really know.
Okay.
But when she's like, in Slate Cove, I find it unlikely that there'd be any sort of magical thing hidden like that.
Is there one in the ring? Or an area in the ring that it might be? Because specifically, if they're looking for things of elemental nature, we know the ring is elemental in nature, and it's already got the creating the stones that we use. Like maybe
That's
it's
true.
got that other one hidden somewhere in it.
Perhaps you should travel into the ring while we make sure that these monks do not attack the city. Perhaps enter
also
via
have
a
some-
different place, if you can.
I would also warn they have some sort of magic that means that people either don't notice them or forget about them.
She'll nod in understanding, and Heljohn's like, I never forget a fight. I'm sure that won't be a problem. Like, getting his axe ready. Like, sharp.
Okay.
Like...
So where's another entrance?
Gidley sort of laughs like, oh, we don't know where another one is, but there's got to be one.
Okay.
But that
I guess we're
stone,
looking
that
for
ring
one.
has been there for ancient times. Stone has grown around it. It might be quite hard to find, but I trust you'll have the best chances to do so.
Look to the others. Let's go find a door.
Let's go find a...
Hidden door time. Let's do this.
Yeah.
It's gonna look really weird to the locals. We're just like going along the wall.
Well, it's not really a wall is the thing. It's kind of like a rocky wall around, because the ring has like this rock that's grown all around it.
While we're
Right.
here,
It's kind of like a
before we
hill
actually-
wall, you
Before we
know?
actually leave, I want to talk to Firefly so we're getting some more potions.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. You actually go upstairs, and Fireflies is like, oh, you, I thought...
What did you say?
I thought you were taller.
How many potions do you have on you?
Oh, well, we have actually quite a few here. And he will kind of like open up the potion drawer. I've been actually taking the time while you weren't here to decoct some more concentrated, stronger healing elixirs. And he'll put out 2 that are greater potions of healing, and then there are 6 regular potions of healing.
6.
Yeah.
Damn it, boy.
Nice.
So I can
honestly,
throw it out.
do you have any potions you've used? I would very much like to reuse the bottles. Recycling is very important in today's day and age.
I do.
Kind of
I
a
usually
three.
throw them on the ground, like after I'm done with them.
I feel like it's way too many healing potions. We're just like, here you go.
Yeah.
Very kinds over at least 3. I
It's
don't know how
like
many.
it's like when like the people are collecting and recycling. It's just like beer and wine bottles. You're just
Yeah.
like,
You
don't
move the bin here.
Don't look don't look at me.
I don't need your judgment in my life. I just want my $5 for the refund or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will start. He will immediately start like cleaning them up to reuse them.
Yeah. I imagine there's probably some bloody handprints on a
Blood
couple
on the lip of some of them as
Yeah,
well.
itself.
So how much are the
oh,
greater
definitely.
potions of healing?
They heal 4d4 plus 4.
How much are they gold wise?
He's not charging you.
Oh, okay.
He's a guild.
Yeah, I
alchemist.
think he still has money.
He's our boy.
You cut.
Now I feel
you
bad for
pay
crushing all his glass
for him
bottles.
with your cut that you give to the
Mm.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Cool.
now you know, and you'll keep them.
Probably not, but okay.
Well,
Okay.
I'll
I like the idea of really trying to catch them as you throw them.
That's actually really funny.
I'll thank him for the potions. Be like, well, we're off to find another entrance into the Ring of Haldoon, so see you later.
Good luck. Do be careful. There's lots of beasties in that thing. I mean, that's why we
That's what
send
these
new
are for.
people into
Did you say bee stings?
Beasties.
beasties.
Oh,
Barut
Those are nothing.
cries in the corner, just breaks down.
Okay.
that
How we
actually
doing?
was me hearing bee
I know, but it's perfect.
It is.
Sorry,
So
beasties
how
is a
we
very
doing that?
Britishism.
Beasties.
All right.
I hear beasties all the time. So
A lot of Australianisms. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna before we
Wee
actually
beastie.
go out. I'm gonna go into town to visit my fam for a 2nd
Mhm.
and I'm basically just gonna go in. Are they all home?
Yeah, you told them to kind of, gather the family troops.
Yeah.
So he did.
I'm basically just gonna take both my parents aside.
Yeah.
Be like, look, this is what's going on, and just kind of explain to them in terms they'd understand at the very least, like not getting into the nitty gritty.
It's funny because like everyone dumbs it down for Tobias, and Tobias is dumbing it down for his parents.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just like, look, there are some potentially bad people that might be coming to Slate Cove in the near future. There is something here that they want. It's an artifact of some kind. We're gonna try to stop them from getting it. I just want you to know, like, stay inside. And I like look to my dad specifically, and I'm like, get the axes sharpened.
Yeah.
Like,
Prepare.
yeah, just prepare. Like,
Yeah.
be awake. And I'm gonna give them one of my health potions and be like, here's
Ah.
this in case you need it. I hope that you don't get involved, but just be ready because trouble is coming.
Your mama will give you a big hug, and your dad will just be like, give you like the nod, be like, yeah. And that's a real smart thing that you just did.
I will also address
Oh,
my people here. My three people.
Yes.
Basically, same shit.
Same shit.
Bad
Be
stuff
careful.
coming to the north. I'm gonna address Barnum in particular. Give him gold.
Mhm.
Tell him to head north to Endenbor. Make sure the orphanage is safe. Help them prepare defenses. So on and so forth.
Do you want basically send the whole squad out? For
I
safety.
don't know if it's safe to. It's probably safer at the castle, right?
Yes and no. Like, it is.
If the town is going to be attacked, it's safer outside the town for now, at least.
But it's also a target because it's a castle.
Right. Okay. I will send all three because might as well. And I
Safety
will give
numbers as
them
well.
the 300 gold.
Yeah,
Like
and
100
that's
gold.
good because they can use that
Yeah.
to basically like get a wagon and
Yes.
go much faster. So
Mhm.
they will basically be on orphan defense duty.
I'm actually going to go see Gapnoff.
Oh, Gapnov is in the main square studying the runes that have now appeared in the center of it. And he's like, he's got a fruitless battle of trying to clear snow off them as it lands to like study them. Like, no, stop it.
Oh, Gapnoff.
Ah. You
Did you know
don't
we-
have anything to do with this, do you?
We arrived in that. It's a teleportation thingy.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Okay, so now, two things. Firstly, you might want to be careful in town for a little while. People might be coming here. We don't know what's going on exactly, but it could be bad. Secondly, how much would it cost to be able to make? And I'm going to pull out my chakrams in my hands, and I'm going to flick the chakram so around like that, still holding it by the same thing. How much would it cost to make like a clip here that can click that in, so it could be held there and I could punch?
Oh, that's not gonna take much money at all. That'd be like 10 gold for parts, and it'll kind of like go to his little.
Okay. I
store.
don't have the money now, but I'll be back.
Okay, and I'll
Thank you.
stay
Be
safe.
careful.
I'm good at hiding away just in case. He'll like when you go, be like, thanks.
Of course.
So
leave.
a bit of a meta question. Since it's close to the end of the session, do we want to send Barut to maybe go talk to the forest half giants for aid while we go and look for this thing, or do you want to just have him come along
That's
with
a
us?
long way.
Is that a long way? Okay.
Especially for Barua,
Just so you
but-
know, like that's probably not smart because he'll.
But
I
it's
mean
just
that's actually about depending on whether you guys want to keep going for another hour after this or not, which is up to you if you want to wait for Baru to be here, which is totally fine. I have no.
That's why it's a bit of more of like a meta question. Like, do we want to send Barut off to
It's
do the side thing?
one of the things that he can be doing other things. But yeah, that's also a very valid question that I meant to ask earlier, do you want to do a 4th hour, or do you want to come back and wait for Will to be here next week?
I'm okay doing either. It's up to you guys.
I mean, same here. I'm totally fine with going for the other hour, but I also feel I don't want to get so involved in something without him here. Just 'cause...
Yeah, this is a good place to stop, kind of too. That way.
Yeah, because you're basically setting up for like the
continue with
next
him.
stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In which case, this is actually going to be the end. Shorter, but you know, we don't have Will and important stuff's happening.
One thing we
I think it does end well with us warning everyone.
Yeah, it's
That's
you're
the thing.
warning everyone you're getting ready.
Like the next thing I wanted to do as well was go and talk to like I guess the person in charge here actually would be like in charge of the city would be
Baroness.
The Baroness. Yeah, I was gonna say like who's in charge, but yeah, it would totally be the Baroness. Can we go visit her?
I think that's a next week thing because you gotta see the Baroness with
I was about
Baruch.
to say, we need Barut there for that. Like, definitely.
So yeah, let's
That's a good idea though.
start
Remember
walking up
that.
there, and we will pick that up when we come back next week.
Exactly.
I'll write it in my notes. Visit Baroness.
Yes, please do.
Big angry
That's
letters.
very important.
Like literally freeze frame as Tobias's hand is about to knock.
What will happen? Who knows? All right.
What kind of knock will
It's like that to be continued thing.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm glad because I don't know if you can if it's been picking up on the mic. My stomach's been rumbling for a while.
Oh, no.
It's one of the things where I wasn't hungry and then it just hit. And I'm like, oh no, I need to eat everything.
That's happening to me right now because you're talking about it. It's like talking about manually blinking or manually breathing.
No, thank you,
Everyone-
by the
which
way.
everyone is doing now, by the way.
Yeah.
So-
No,
Hate
what
it.
have you done?
All right, you know what? Why don't you talk about yourself for a bit, Mister? Why don't you sell yourself?
Yeah, well, aside from mentioning things that your body should just be doing on its own, which you now have to take control of, I also have a YouTube channel about Dungeons and Dragons, which is the game we're playing today. I am Dungeon Dad on YouTube. You can find me there. I do all sorts of videos about D&D. Primarily, my main thing is I do videos about monsters in D&D. So older versions of the game have all kinds of cool monsters that we don't have in 5th edition. So I take them, make stat blocks for 5th edition so you can use them and terrify your players with all kinds of things they didn't know existed. And honestly, doing this channel for like, it's been it'll be 2 years in January. The biggest thing that it's taught me above all else is that Gary Gygax hates players.
Oh no.
But I'm like, oh, it's a Gary Gygax monster. What does it do? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And I'm like, why? Why does it just eat gold pieces or like whatever? Like, and it's like, yeah, okay, cool. Cool, Gary. You're the man.
I've actually had that recently. We're going through monsters and be like, can I have a monster that's this difficulty range that doesn't have a chance to instant kill someone? I just don't want to instantly kill someone. Like, oh, okay,
Right.
oh, this enemy, if they sneeze at you, you get a curse. Tomorrow you die. Okay, sure.
That's why my favorite instant kill thing is always going to be the Sphere of Annihilation.
Yeah.
You can cast it, but then the enemy casters also get a chance to take over it and move it themselves.
That's very like a Warhammer
That thing
kind of
is
stuff.
I like it.
terrifying.
I think the assumption in 5th edition is not so much this way, but in older, especially 3rd edition, the assumption was very much by the time you get to the level you're
You have
fighting
ways
this
to deal
stuff,
with it.
you can negate those effects. And if you don't, you shouldn't be fighting a lich.
Well, in Jarviskjir, there's a little less likely to be resurrected. So I sometimes have to gate those. But yeah, you're right.
Anyways, that's me. That's my deal.
It's good shit. Check it out. Aaron, who is you?
I'm Erin. I'm really tired.
Hmm.
And yeah, no, I play here on Sundays, and I play on William, Winterbear's channel, on Tuesdays.
It's
That's the day.
weird calling him William.
You think it's weird? I don't know what to call him, to be honest.
Will.
Winterbear sounds weird. But I
See,
don't
no,
know.
I think I
Will.
called
I call
him
him
Winter
Will
for the
B.
longest
Can we
time.
just all agree to start calling Will Bill?
Yes, and it'll be a secret. Don't give it away, chat.
See if he tunes it. You
Yeah.
know
No,
he's gonna
watch
check.
it.
next
We
week.
know he's gonna watch it.
No,
Watches the
he's
bot.
not gonna. He's gonna be like, well, I know they're gonna talk about who they
Just
are.
like-
I already know who they are.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
keep.
that's
That would
a
just
good
be a
point.
waste of my valuable time. I could spend writing my book.
Exactly.
No, he's gonna watch all of this.
Of course he is. Which is why I just called him out.
Good old Bill.
Good old Bill.
Good old
What
Bill.
a lad.
That's what I do.
Yas. And Tesh.
Hi, I'm Tash of the Tash Tube on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Twitter's where you want to follow me. That's where I keep up to date about all the things I'm doing. Also, I post lots of cute animal gifs, like a lot. I'm in this game. I'm also in Will's game on Tuesday, and I'm also in Tantus's on the Dracovan Empire on Twitch on
Yes.
Thursdays. I always go to say his name, and then I'm like, wait,
Because,
no,
well,
it's the
he
Dracovan-
changed his Twitch name because
Yeah.
of implications. Tesh, you joined our community after that was revealed.
Yes,
This is
yes, it is.
this is some community deep lore that sounds incredibly sinister with how
Yes,
vague
it
I'm
does.
doing it right now,
You've
which is
been
how
so
I'm gonna
vague.
keep it. I'm Ollie. You can find me here. You've probably already found me. What I'm going to pimp today is my YouTube. If you subscribe to my YouTube, I would appreciate that because I upload all the VODs on there and it's good watching. I also do a show on Wednesdays, which is Mother's Love, which is just starting again, real good. Everyone's excited to see those players again. If you want to talk about this show or that show, there is a Jarviskjir spoilers chat in the Discord down below. If you aren't in the Discord, what are you doing? Join it. You get to see the art. You get to see the spoiler chat. You get to see bad D&D memes. Like, what else do you want?
Yeah.
Also, this show is supported
And
on
good
Patreon.
D&D memes.
There's good D&D memes, vastly bad D&D memes. And cats.
Can't all be critical hits.
Hey, see, that's a good D&D meme. This show is supported by Patreon. If you want to help me, if you like this, support on Patreon. You can get access to the homebrew that I do. You can get access to a podcast version of the show I run on Mondays. So basically, if you want an extra Jarviskjir show, that is, so this show is set in the north. The Wednesday show is currently in the tropical seas. That show is set kind of in the middle. It's kind of in the Northenden area, which is
South.
one of the favorite places. So if you want more Jarviskjir, there's a podcast.
Are all three in the same timeline? Like all three?
Yeah, no,
happening
dude, these are all happening at the same
Oh,
time,
That's cool.
more or less.
I like it.
Yeah, and you can also make stuff for this game if you support it. And that's that. We will hopefully be back next week as the plot thickens.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. Goodbye.